All right, Chris Hagan here. I am back again. This is going to be very personal, so I am not going to share it with all the other platforms. It's only going to be on the Chris Hagan experience. But come on over here just a little bit. You can see some more of beautiful Kansas City. And of course, the Auschwitz exhibit is currently over here at the Kansas City Union Station. In fact, you can even see the trains that are going by. The train cars are so much larger today than they were the little one that you can see there in front. And imagine them shoving 150 people into those cars. We call them train cars. They actually were calling them wagons back in those days. And anytime you're doing anything with the Holocaust, you kind of understand it's a very sad thing. Again, it was not all about the Jewish people. They were very forthright in the amount of political prisoners. They were also very forthright in the amount of cripples, homosexuals, Jehovah's Witness, just kind of went on down the line. And if they just didn't like you for whatever reason, then they called you a political prisoner. Now, one of the things in this exhibit that really caught my eye was they had an interview with a gentleman who, this was probably done, I'm going to guess somewhere in the 1980s. And he was what they referred to an Afro-German. That's correct. African American. This guy was an Afro-German. And he talked about whenever he was a little boy, he was wanting to join the Hitler Youth. And of course, they would not let him join the Hitler Youth because he was black. And he was a German citizen. He was born in Germany. He went to school in Germany. He had all the privileges as a citizen of Germany, but just because once the Nazis, and I think it's important we don't confuse Nazis with the Germans, because it was a political party. It was a particular belief. They wouldn't let him participate in the Hitler Youth. They actually sent him off to a camp where he had to work as a young man. And they always ask him, why don't you escape? Because it's easy to escape. And he's like, I'm in Europe and I'm black. Where am I possibly going to go? My skin means that I can't go anywhere. So as weird as it was safer for him to stay in Germany and remain a German citizen. But here's the thing. He did talk about that if he would have been allowed to be in the Hitler Youth, he would have done it. If he would have been allowed to be in the military, he would have done it, because that's what all of his friends did. And even somebody like him got caught up in all of the propaganda. And I don't know if you can call it brainwashing or what you want to call it, but they talked about the capos here at the museum, and they talked about the Sonderkommandos. Those were the Jewish people who kind of policed the other Jewish people. They got a little extra bread, a little bit nicer clothes, and it was just something, quite honestly, that the Germans didn't have to do themselves. In so many cases, the Jewish people were more cruel to the Jewish people than the Germans were, even though most of the people that went into Auschwitz, and this is about Auschwitz, it's not about the total experience, most of the people that got off that train were exterminated, within just a couple of hours, not 12 hours, just a couple of hours after getting off of that train car. And of course, what they're trying to explain at this exhibit is that history repeats itself. So we're familiar with the yellow stars that the Jewish people had to wear, but it wasn't the first time that the Jewish people or the gay people or other people had to wear some sort of a mark whenever they were walking through town, much less some sort of a camp. It was the easy way to identify people as as a political rival, or like I say, the gay people. I was quite honestly surprised about the Jehovah's Witness. There wasn't that many of them killed, but there wasn't that many of them there. The gypsies, on and on and on, all the people that were exterminated. It was something else. Now, you can actually take Amtrak from St. Louis to this train station, view the exhibit, and get back on the train and go home. So this could easily be a very exhausting one-day trip, because I'm telling you, at the end of the 3 hours, your mind just turns to mush. The people that were in there were all ages, all races. There was Jewish people in there, so it was timed. You have to have a ticket in advance. Do not think by any stretch of the imagination that you're going to drive up here and get to come in whenever you want to. It's not going to happen. You have to have your tickets in advance. And again, the exhibit, I was just so proud of them for the exhibit. Again, they were just so good. It was talking about absolutely everything. And this particular video that I'm doing is in front of the National World War I Museum, and it actually goes into this Auschwitz exhibit, talking about what had happened in World War I, that kind of destroyed the German economy. It went through and just kind of destroyed their political system and everything else, which is what gave the Nazis the perfect rise into power. And again, it doesn't really get into the war. It doesn't get into a lot of that stuff. It really stays in its lane as far as the Auschwitz exhibit goes. Again, I'm not going to share this anymore than what's on the Chris Hagen Experience on Facebook or the Chris Hagen Experience on YouTube. That's up to you to make comments and you to share. And between you and me, I don't really look that much at what people say. And I've only seen one Chris Hagen Experience video ever that I've done, and that was of Norval Dollar. So I don't even look at them. So anyway, thank you very much.